Okay, so there's this thing going around Twitter called #MyWhitePrivilege, and I don't know like where it originated from or anything like that. I kind of just stumbled upon it on my, findings on Twitter. And I find it very interesting because people are all over the place with it. So I just wanted to get your take on it. So we have, we have this one person.
Oh, boy.
He kind of went through what his white privilege means. So he said, I've never felt the owner's eyes following me around a store when I was just buying a damn candy bar. #MyWhitePrivilege. I've never had to worry whether my name was going to hurt my chances of getting an interview. I've never had to wonder whether my ethnicity played a role in whether I got the job.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm liking this hashtag.
I never discovered someone I thought I knew was secretly hateful toward people like me.
Oh, wow.
All that stuff. And then there's people, though, on the other side of the spectrum.
Oh, shoot.
So there's one person, instead of tweeting #MyWhitePrivilege, I approached a group of African Americans and told them how awesome it is being white in hopes they would give me a standing ovation for how self-aware I am of my privilege.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
a joke.
I should be out of intensive care by next week.
Oh, my God.
And that was a white person. So then there's a lot of black people who are not so happy about it. Like this person, this whole hashtag is a mess with the little disgusted meme face. It's very interesting. This person said, no amount of tweets, statistics, or examples of #MyWhitePrivilege will get anyone unwilling to comprehend the complexity of their privilege. I'm not sure why anyone would ever choose to have a disproportionate experience in this world.
What? Wait, am I understanding that correctly?
I feel like they're trying to say, because this is a black female, so I feel like she's trying to say, this hashtag is not helpful.
It's not.
So I want your take, and then I'll go into it.
Yo, so I saw that yesterday. We saw us, and we came back, and I went on Twitter.
Ironically enough.
And then I saw it, and I was like, oh, I got to check this out. And then, I was watching videos, got stuck in that YouTube wormhole stuff, and I never got back to it. So I never knew what it was about. I just thought that was a weird, trending, topic or whatever that was happening on Twitter.
Kind of.
Man, I have a problem with it. It's cool to have the people that acknowledge that they've never had to go into a store and have anyone look at them in a weird way, or I've had I had
yesterday.
There's been times when I've gone to certain stores when it's owned by another minority. No offense to the Indians or whoever, where those people have been around me, and you can feel there was a dollar store that was in the mall that I don't think is there anymore, and I always felt like I was being watched there. Or just when you go to certain small little shops where it's not owned by some white guy, it's owned by some minority, no one that's black or Spanish, it's normally some other race, and then you just get that feeling that they're watching you. It's just
interesting.
yo.
So you're saying other minorities, not white people?
Well, yeah, that's another issue.
Because it
happens in stories where it's owned by a white person, of course, or where it's majority white people. But it also happens in stores that are run by Asians or Indians or
I guess anyone besides your own race. It sounds like.
Yeah, I feel like black and Spanish people, we kind of commingle.
Okay.
So there's really not that issue. We understand each other. It's similar. When I'm hanging out with my friends, I have a mixed array of friends, and it's even being in high school, I chilled with the Spanish guys, I chilled with the black guys, I chilled with anyone. It was cool. It was whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was never treated any differently when it came to that. I feel like whenever our area or state does a Puerto Rican Day festival thing.
Yeah.
And I feel, even though I'd stand out, I feel like I could fit in still. Go into that if I wanted to, and I wanted to hit up and get some Spanish food. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, there's just that thing. And certain people are hey, I know I have privilege. I was watching a video, I think on Vice or BuzzFeed, that came out last week, where it was this black guy and this white guy, and they were talking about their issues with the police or like their experiences. And like this kid was saying how his experience where he was speeding. It was a white kid. He was speeding and the cop pulled him over, and he wasn't thinking about like, oh, what is the cop gonna do to me? He was thinking about, oh, what is his parents gonna do when they find out that he got a ticket for speeding? Like, well, this black guy's other experiences, like he was saying, yeah, he was saying his more so. He said he remembers a time in high school where like him and his friends were like walking to school or from school, something like that. And like there was like this cop that was that worked at the school that was like always bothered them, like always saying, hey, you guys smell like weed or whatever, like. And it's just like, yo, like what? And I've always been so standoffish when it came to the cops, but that's another story. Like I can't mess with that. To touch on what you just brought up, we've been doing like a lot of wedding stuff, as you know, and we went to a ring shop, a couple ring shops yesterday. Jeweler shops. My bad. And we went to one. Wait, it was the first one we went to.
The first one, yeah.
We went there.
They were all like local, small, like places. They weren't chains or anything.
So we went to this jeweler place, and as soon as we walked in, and it's like, I just had that feeling where it's like they saw me and you together. It
was also the smallest place. I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, it shouldn't.
Okay.
It wouldn't matter whether it's a smaller place or bigger place. It still can happen.
Okay.
It's about the people that are there. The one thing I would like to point out is the people that were working there, because I didn't see a single young person. They were all older. Like older
white people.
Yeah, they all had to be like probably in their late 40s, 50s. Like some guy said he was
middle age or up.
One guy said he was working there since he was
52 years. Yeah, that guy, he was.
But like. I immediately got the vibes from that, and I walked out. When we got back to the car, I said, "Don't hold me to this. It could just be me." But I'm like, I really felt like they were uneasy with me going into the store, and you said you felt it too. And I'm like, this is what I go through. Like I totally sense when I go into like a place where someone feels like off about me, and it's like I have to sit there and put on a fake face, and that's what's so draining, especially being on top of it, being an introvert, and I just want to chill. And, like, I just have a, as girls would say, a resting bitch face. I just have a plain face, just chilling. And it's just like, damn, like, I got to sit there and smile and put on a fake face for this person to be comfortable around me.
Right.
Because at first, as you notice, the older guy, he was a bit like, he felt like he didn't want to deal with us. And then, like, a little bit throughout the conversation, he started warming up a bit more. He gave us, like, free information about, his personal life, and like after that it was all cool and all that stuff, but it's like I hate that. I have to do that all the time when I go to events with you. I hate doing small talk because I also feel like everyone knows me, but it's just like I just want to be chill. I'm just chill. Like I'm just trying to chill.
And it was interesting because when we first walked into the shop, so there was like a middle-aged woman who was helping another probably middle-aged woman. That's when we first got the vibe, was like,
oh yeah,
we walked in and this lady, she just kind of looked at us like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And so like, and I'm like, because I walk in and I'm in first, and I just like looked at her and I looked back at him and I was like I kind of just saw this weirdness like going through the air. So, and then that's when the older man came out and offered to help us, but it was still kind of weird for the first 5 to 10 minutes.
I love it. And then, so we went to 2 other jewelry places.
Yeah.
And the second one we went to, immediately as soon as you walked in, everyone was like, hey, how you guys doing? This and that. And like, I felt welcomed, cool.
Which I knew they were going to be because I've been there before.
But I didn't. I wasn't.
Right.
That's always my worry when we go into these places.
The other place I had only been to once, like years ago, and I dealt with someone completely different, and it was like a different experience.
Yo, this is gonna sound completely silly to you and to probably anyone that's not black or any minority, maybe. I can't really speak for you guys, but like we went jewelry shopping, of course, and I couldn't get the ring off my hands. So there's like this older lady that was helping us at the second jewelry place, and she was pleasant. She was great.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Can you help me?" And like she was totally fine with it. Like I always feel like with the older people, they're like hesitant to like touch you or all that stuff. It's like, dog, I'm a person just like you.
I didn't get that vibe.
No, I'm not saying from her. I'm saying she didn't give me that vibe, and that is great.
Yeah.
I like it there wasn't any like she treated me like a person.
Right.
That's what I'm trying like that the whole everyone in that store treated me like a person.
I think that's bad. So I think we're far past the whole like thinking, oh, this person is dirty kind of thing. I feel like that was back.
I don't think so.
Really? Because I feel like that was back in like the 50s and
I don't
stuff.
think so.
And since then, we've been educated that we are all just skin.
Nah, I don't think so at all. I don't think so. I still feel like people are still uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, go backtracking to the hashtag at hand. You are not for it.
I'm not for it.
Okay.
I don't feel. Instead of putting a hashtag saying my white privilege and you acknowledging that you have privilege, like start a hashtag saying like we're all one or we're all the same or something like instead of separating it and
that could get tricky because I feel like people are going to start with all lives matter again and then that becomes an issue.
Nonetheless, I mean, at the end of the day, if you see the movie Us, that's what I want. I want to be the underground. Spoilers. Let me say spoilers. If you haven't seen it or if you don't plan on seeing it, cool. But I want to be the underground people that are that rise up. Yeah, the tether that rise up are clones that like, hey, the people in America are dysfunctional and they're fighting against each other, and we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna band together. We're not gonna have a divide. And we're gonna be strong. Like
that's a whole other thing too. This kind of goes off topic, but the people who are getting mad at Jordan Peele for saying like he's just not gonna cast white people as the leads in his movies.
Dog, I'm fine with that.
People were so butthurt over it, and I'm
so
like,
fine
why? Because he said. He's like, I've already seen that movie. And it's like,
yes.
Yeah, there's too many. Like, yes. I don't understand what the outrage is there unless it's blatant racism, I like underlying that. in your body or something that's coming out. Because
and the thing is, I like that. Because I'm tired of seeing these freaking movies about race.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm tired of seeing these 12 Years a Slave and the movie that Taraji's going to be coming out with where she's like, I forgot whoever she's playing.
The stereotypical I hate black seeing,
why are we still making these history movies?
Right, trying
I don't care.
to make it so that's all they're casting.
I don't care about that. I stopped watching these so long ago because it divides us. Why are we like? I was listening to another podcast and they said other countries probably don't do this. For example, if you go to Germany, are they making I think it's Germany. Don't quote me on it. My history's off. Mm-hmm. But are they still making videos about the Holocaust? Like about how divisive that was and like talking about the icons there and all that. Like are they still making
I don't
movies
know,
like that? Like
I don't know if they are, but it's true.
Like and also I'm tired of all these. I'm so happy that Medea's done. Because I also felt like that was another stereotype like thing.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, and if you look at these movies, it was always the stereotype that the dark skin woman would be like the crazy, loud, angry type of person. And they would always cast the lighter skinned as like the more rational, the more whatever. And so I feel like now if we start casting any black person as a lead role, and you don't have to be a stereotype, so you can be dark-skinned and be rational and calm and whatever, then that's where we're moving in a positive direction.
See, it's more than that, though. Because I also feel like those movies fit a stereotype. You're going to have the freaking black jokes. Well, you're just focusing on the women part. I was just saying black.
Well, I'm saying, for example, because I see it more honestly with women than men, I feel like. Black women than men, I feel like are more...
No, I disagree.
Stereotype. Really?
Yes.
In the movies?
Dog, it's a common freaking joke, and I hate it, where it's like, oh, the black guy always dies first in a movie, or the black guy always has to be the tough one, or like...
But what I'm saying is, I feel like whether you're light skin or dark skin, male in a movie, I feel like they don't cast you in a stereotypical role. I feel like it's just all black men.
No. what do you, I'm so lost.
So you're okay. What I'm saying is they kind of separate further the women and make it worse. So now
I mean, they do the same thing where they have a black guy and a light guy, and the lighter skinned guy probably has abs. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true.
Like, it still happens.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of that. Like, just give me us, Get Out. Like, give me these movies where it's like, yeah, it could be played by either. Oh, not Get Out. But like, give me a movie where it's like it's a movie that has black people, not a
right,
like
as leads.
Like, so many shows are like
I don't understand why they can't be leads.
We're
all people, and we're all talented in different ways. Like, I'm sure that they are just as talented as the next white person.
I'm so irritated by like that whole like whole movie things. And we saw there was a preview for the Issa Rae movie, and the girl from Blackish is in it, and the guy from This Is Us, and Regina King's in it, and all that
Justin
stuff.
Hartley.
Of course, you know his name.
I've seen him in a lot of shows. That's why.
And even that I felt like was like a what you call like a stereotypical black movie. Because like in that preview, I got little bits of like black jokes in there,
right?
And I'm just like.
And wasn't it is the dark skin one that she was like more bossy, and then she turns into the little girl?
I mean,
wasn't that?
Nah, Issa Rae,
No,
Issa Rae and Regina King are the same.
Okay,
I think it's Regina King. That's her name, right?
Well, that still proves my point, though.
Oh yeah, she had to be bossy and all that stuff.
Right,
and,
that still proves my point.
And see, I want to touch on something, but I don't want to get too detailed. But I've been like analyzing my workplace, and I'm like, damn, I can't think of any black women that work in my company. Wait, I can't think of one now. Now I'm thinking about it, just one. But I'm just
How many
like,
people
damn.
work in your company?
I mean, it's global. I don't know that much.
Well, are you talking about your?
No, I'm talking about in general.
Workplace?
Like in general, as far as like everyone I've interacted with, I think there's only I can only
even
think
at
of
the
one.
Conference.
Those are clients.
Oh.
But I'm just like, damn, it's so crazy. And it's like, that's one of the things I fear, and I hope I get better if we do ever have a daughter. Oh man. She's going to be independent and all this stuff, but it's like, I'm drilling in the head the perception that people have, and like how to negate that, and how to like, work with it. And it sucks. It's draining. It's debilitating, but it's the world we live in, and I hope it gets better by that time.
Just to finish the hashtag topic so we can move on.
Yeah.
I was kind of torn on it because I feel like it can be a positive thing when people are acknowledging that they understand the privilege they have versus you do not. I think I don't know. It's tricky because there's also the people, of course, that can kind of twist it, and then now it's more so of the making you feel bad about it kind of thing, and just kind of furthering that divide and being like, so I'm great because I get this and you don't kind of thing. I feel like, of course, there's going to be all different types of people.
Yeah.
Maybe it could have been a better hashtag. I think they just did that hashtag because it's very relatable and easy to type in or whatever. But
I want something. I want another point from this podcast was it's from the people. If you guys don't listen to him, it's from the Brilliant Idiots podcast with Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz, and he was saying how like America needs to have like a bigger like threat for us to like band together. Like, for example, like Avengers has Thanos, and they gotta all like they have to like.
I mean, it's sad to say, but that was like what 9/11 was.
Yeah. Or like
that's kind of when everybody is just like, oh, we're people.
Was something like a long time ago, probably like in the early 2000s, where like I think New York like lost like power in the whole city.
Wow.
And like they had to like, don't quote me on this. I learned this from Casey's YouTube, and he like had some videos on it, so it was interesting. And like people were just banding together to help each other. And it's like, I feel like we need that. Like, we need aliens. We need something for us to like just be like, yo, this is another person. We have the same objective to like live and survive, and it's just help each other. Like, it's so annoying that we have this like race issue for no reason. We couldn't even choose our gender. We can't choose our skin color. Why?
Right. And I don't understand why it's like for a while we'll band together after something horrific happens and then it just kind of goes away. Mm-hmm. Why? What was the problem? When 2 weeks ago you were hugging this person, now you can't look at them.
Yeah.
Like, what is the I don't get it. So I'm very much a love is love type of person. I don't care like who you love, what they look like, what their sexuality is, any of that stuff. I don't care, because love is so much better than hate.
Yeah. It's
just so much more productive. It is a happy feeling. It's great. So it's like, why would I want to prevent anybody from feeling that? Yeah. So either to love someone or to be loved in return. And it's like, yeah, that's my 2 cents. So, all right. I don't know. I was just interested your take on it.